Maybe it's more of a guy thing, but many of us grew up as kids fascinated with cars and everything associated with them. That includes the hot rod shops and garages that cars used to visit. Well, recently we met a Portland craftsman who never got over his obsession with creating car culture in miniature. It's little wonder that Andy Roderick has a garage decorated like this. He's a self-professed car nut and retired curator of the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He even has a small block Chevy engine on display. Well, it appears so until you lift the lid and turn on the gas. For cooking, that is.
I'm ready for a hot dog.
But you gotta go in for close-ups to discover Andy's related lifelong passion: creating dioramas of car shops and working garages, all in 1/18th scale.
Well, it actually started when I was a kid. My brother had HO trains, and we had little buildings somebody gave us to build to go with the trains, and that did it. I've loved the little buildings and so forth, and been with it since I was about 8 years old, I guess.
Andy goes for painstaking detail in his diorama work and builds each one so the visitor can explore the realistic activity inside. He's got collector customers for his original works all around the country and as far away as Germany.
And when I build something for one of them and I send pictures to the other ones, I go, oh, I need one of those. So I tend to build things in triplicate when I build it for somebody.
Andy also sells parts and pieces he creates to other hobby builders as well.
I make a little lift, car lift, that snaps apart into 3 pieces, tension fit. And that thing just sold like hotcakes until somebody manufactured one cheaper, you know, in China, of course.
The figurines and most vehicles are manufactured. However, all the buildings are handmade, along with much of their contents. This often takes some resourceful creativity.
It's a little piece of wire and a little piece of wood.
With patience and the right paint, the inside of cardboard becomes corrugated metal.
It's the only thing in my life I've ever had patience for. I am the most impatient person you've ever met in your life. But when it comes to my dioramas, if it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, doesn't matter. This is my bonus room.
He displays some of his more detailed dioramas up here, including this one of historic Beach Bend Raceway, where Andy used to work as track announcer. Well, Andy, this brings back a lot of memories, and some people probably don't remember them.
When I was a kid, we'd ride our bikes down and fill the tires with air at these type stations. And then, of course, you've got the cars being serviced and a lift, and even an air hose, air line that runs around the shop and out the back wall to the air compressor. They always put them in a cage out back to keep the noise and dirt out of the shop. There's even a removable balcony with all the parts they store.
An old tobacco barn behind his house is Andy's workshop and home to even more of his dioramas, like this thriving Route 66 garage behind the sliding door. One of Andy's specialties is de-restoration work. That is, taking a nice, pristine vehicle and giving it decades of age and wear, even down to the rips in the seat covers.
And I spent a lot of time perfecting how to make the pumpkin and the transmission look dirty and grimy and oily, even though you don't see it when it's displayed.
Perhaps the most prized diorama is this abandoned Route 66 service station.
The idea took hold so hard I couldn't sleep at night, literally. I would wake up and think, how would I do this? In the front door that's boarded up, the glass is broken and you can see the remnants of an open sign. And on the back of the building, one of the boards has been pried off, the crowbar's on the ground there, the nails are sticking out of the board, and the door's been kicked open and broken, and kids have busted in to go drink beer and smoke cigarettes.
Have you ever calculated how much time you put into these things?
Altogether?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
It would scare you, huh?
I'd say, I want those years back.
You won't get rich making detailed, time-consuming dioramas. No, it's a resolve to further perfect the craft that keeps Andy Roderick going, along with those priceless moments of admiration.
I really enjoy when somebody really takes the time to look and says, oh, there's a screwdriver, and it's even rusty. And each diorama I try to go into more detail and challenge myself and do something I've never tried or done before.